Ugh. I don't like the way this looks. Okay, I will explain. Hello, everybody. I'm trying some crazy stuff out here, and I'm so glad you guys joined anyway. But I had to try this out because I'm trying a new stream. I have just the short amount of time where the family stepped out, and so I was like, well, and I've been working a good portion of the day trying to figure out this setup. And when they stepped out, I was like, oh, can I fit it in? It'll be a short one. And I just kept waffling back and forth. But I just said, what the heck? We'll just do it and just see what happens. This could all end in a huge ball of flames, or it could work. I don't know. I'm already kind of iffy about some of this setup. If you guys notice, my camera. Also, one says, you in your basement? Oh, see, look. Already. Okay, so explanation time. Whoa, what's going on here? All right, explanation time is I'm live editing this. I am on a different computer right now. I'm not in my basement. I'm actually one seat over from where I normally stream. I have a pretty wide desk, and half of the desk is more computery tech equipment, and the other half of the desk is drawing setup, which is kind of cool. But I have different camera setups and everything like that. So it was this this crazy desire to set up a different station for streaming, still using Ecamm. So I had to kind of transfer all my settings, but I have an iMac that I'm using right now. So that's why my solo image looks so crappy, because it's an older iMac and the FaceTime camera is not that great. It's like 720p. And yeah, so that's kind of strike one. But trying to get my other camera, which is a better camera, set up on here was a nightmare, and it would have meant taking it off the stand over here and putting it over here. It was just kind of a mess. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of what's important for this setup, because this setup is going to be more about drawing. Yay, finally getting to drawing, and just trying it out. So see, look, now Awesome One's comment isn't disappearing because my settings did not transfer over. Not that I mind, Awesome One. Hold on, let me just set this up. I know there's a setting. John would know. There is a setting. How are you guys doing? There is a setting here for... here we go. Automatically hide comments. All right. And 20 seconds. That gives it a little bit of time. All right, so yeah. Okay, so let me see. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Always go with the most impulsive decision so we can laugh at you with up. There you go. See, I knew it. It's like good to test. I'm going to move this down a little bit. It's good to test live. Like I did all sorts of tests on my own with like the sound and the mic. That's the other thing. So this old iMac that I'm on is a great screen size. Looks great. Really big. But it's really loud. The fan, I don't know if it's because it's older, but the fan is really old and runs really loud, which is annoying. So then I had two mics. I actually have two mics over the course of streaming. I started off, my very first streams, I started off with this mic, which is a very cheap, very affordable mic. However, it's an omnidirectional mic for those of you who know tech sound. So it picks up sound like all directions, all around. This one is what's the term? I think this is a cardioid mic. So it has a specific pattern of sound that it takes. So I tried my setup with this mic first, and you can even hear it. I'll move if you guys can hear the mic. Can you hear how that loud it is? Really loud. Not great. So I tried it with this, and it was just like, the sound of the fan in the iMac was like, like so loud, and it was really annoying. So that was one of the things I was like, ah, shoot. So then I moved this mic, which is the mic I normally use, over to this side, and it actually sounds a little bit better. You can still hear it, the fan sound. So then I thought, oh, I can put some music to mask the sound. I'm gonna put some music right now. Can you hear that? So a little bit of music. Now, hopefully that's not too loud. So anyway, it's been a whole technical rigmarole, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, maybe that's too loud. I don't know. It sounds too loud on my ears now. Maybe that's too annoying. Awesome one says this test stream will last 12 hours. Maybe. I mean, I have dinner coming up, so I can't do it too long. I'm not in my basement. Yes, I already explained catching up with you guys in the chat. I'm still in the same spot. And then, like, it was such a dead looking wall, so I put one of my lights back there. I had to move it from... But then it feels like a basement because our what do you call it? Switch panel for our house is right there. I should cover it with a piece of artwork or something. But over there is my part of my bookshelf where I keep most of my comic book stuff. So you guys are slowly seeing part of it. Someone says, did California finally sink in the ocean? YouTube is being crap. Is it really? Is it a bad signal? Let's see. See, this is why I want to do it live, but I might get distracted that I won't even get to the point. Okay, let me show you now. So then I set up the second camera, which is here, with a drawing setup. Check it out. Officially a drawing setup. And then this is, I have shown this on stream a few times before. This is Artist Edition for Mike ZECK. Is that music too loud? It sounds too loud. I just wanted to mask the air sound. So yeah, this is a Mike ZECK Marvel Stories Artist Edition. He was the one that drew the Kraven's Hunt that we looked at last time, and I was looking at some of the pages here. So I'll talk to you guys about what I'm thinking of doing here. But let me catch up. Ugh, see, now all these kind of things I have to fix with this new setup, because some of the settings transfer over, but some of them don't. So the camera makes you look 50 years old. Thank you. You know, you might be able to do memberships prior to having 500 subscribers, etc. Worth trying anyway. Thanks, Mark. I love how you're trying to think of my well-being. I think you just feel bad for me because my camera setup is so bad right now. I think it is 500 subscribers, and it's also a certain number of watch hours, which this will go towards, right? So always throwing in these extra streams helps to add to the total of watch hours. But I'll look into it, Mark. You were right about the closed captioning, so maybe you're right about the 500 subscribers. But I do believe that is one of the milestones. Oh, and that's the other reason I put on these headphones, because these are more isolating, and I can't, if I was wearing my other headphones, which are a lot more discreet, I would hear the dang fan noise, which is really distracting for me. So I can't imagine what it is like for you guys. Okay, let's see. Fans get old, need replacing. Yeah, it's probably it. It's a pretty old iMac. It still works fine, but I've moved on to different computers now, laptop, Mac Studio. And so this iMac was just sitting around, and I didn't want it to be wasted. So I was like, maybe I could use it for my second stream setup, but it definitely caused a lot more problems than I was hoping. Also, one says he missed Shant's stream. Yeah, Shant did a cool stream just earlier, about half an hour ago or so. So that was fun. Oh man, it's already 6:25. Shoot. Okay, our Quiznos closed like 20 years ago. Quiznos. Rockley, I can't live out my fans. That's right. Both my iMac fans and you guys. What's up, Cranberry? How you doing? Sorry, I'm not gonna do the sound effects, you guys, the intro sound effects for each one of you, unfortunately, because if I do this background music, then and the levels are the same. The background music is the same level as the sound effects, and so you can't really hear the sound effects if the background music is so tiny. See, like, check this out. Barely hear it. I did figure out the echo. I had to buy another software for my other computer for the echo. So hopefully that'll work. If all goes well and I stream tomorrow for my Wednesday comics, the echo will be fixed, I think. I don't know. I could have screwed everything up with what I'm doing right now, but... All right. May also need to clean the fan heat sink on that unit. Could improve the loudness. Yeah, looking at it. Unfortunately, iMacs are not... fortunately and unfortunately, iMacs are really, like... You can't really open them up and, like, change things and modify them. So they make them really streamlined and beautiful. But then when you have to fix things or try and clean fans, you can't really access it. So yeah, I don't know. Mark's Music Session says, volume and stream seem fine to me. Great. Okay, good. At least that's working. Definitely changing to this mic helped with the fan noise. So, good night. But I might have to get... I might have to get another mic. I don't know if this is worth it, the setup. This camera is bugging me because it's gross. It's not high quality. But ultimately, my setup will be more like this, so that you can see more of the drawing and less of me. So a small camera in the corner might not really matter. I don't know. Again, this is what I'm trying out. I'm testing out. Mark's Music Session says, "Rah! Tiny." He says, I can't even hear the music. Sorry. Okay, let me just scale you up here. Ooh, that wrench. There. Whoop. Wow, that was fast. All right, here we go. Now, actually, I think I want this here. And like this. Live. Rocky hires all his cousins, pays in tacos while makes them work 16 hours on Steven. I don't... All right, dude. Your space camera's a little pixelated. It is. Yeah, it's 720p. I'm not loving it. Rocky coming from to us from the 2000s. Awesome one. Always with a compliment. I'm greatly offended with the lack of sound effects. I can't believe I watched you for 6 months without them. Apple don't like people changing things reassuringly overpriced. Yes, I know. We had this conversation about Apple versus the rest of the world, but that's kind of the that's the catch-22. If you get sucked in with Apple, you can't really go in and futz or change things. If you stream tomorrow, come on, Rocky. I'll do it. I'm doing it. I'm really trying to coordinate a time to possibly... Let me check my phone. I don't think I've heard anything back from him yet. But I tentatively might get this interview in tomorrow. If not, it'll happen soon. But we're just going back and forth at times. It was an interview I mentioned last stream. All right. Apple is just an Android with a high price. Maybe. Okay. So I was thinking about drawing on stream and drawing comics and stuff like that. And one of the things I thought was like, I think we had mentioned this last stream or some other stream, or maybe somebody else's stream. I can't remember anymore. But I was talking about studying old, I think it was maybe Shant's stream a few streams back, where he was talking about Muka, which you guys know. Shant, that's one of Shant's favorite inspirations. And he was talking about this book of this new book that he got, this art book, which is incredible for Muka stuff. But we were talking about studying masters. And I thought that would be a great opportunity for me to, one, practice on stream drawing and streaming at the same time, but also just kind of tighten my skills and not only comment about what I love about certain comic book artists and what they do, but kind of dissect it by trying to do like a master study, which would be trying to replicate what they're doing myself. So that would be like laying out the page to the way they did, and then also probably going into like tight pencils and then maybe even inks. I don't know. I'll try it out. But I thought it could be a fun new way of streaming and just mixing it up, changing things up, and pushing myself towards being able to draw my own stuff on stream. So yeah, that's the impetus of all this rigmarole of trying to get this set up. And so here we are. One of the things as I was kind of looking through some comic book stuff the last couple of days, I was like, what would be a great, and trying to formulate how this stream would be, I was like, what would be a great page page to dissect? And so Mike ZECK was on the brain. I always liked Mike ZECK stuff. And I just flipped through this book of his this artist edition of some of his Marvel work, and I ran across this page, and I just love this page. It's like really dynamic, and it's got great figures in it. It's got great use of shadows and light, action, anatomy, guns, some backgrounds. So I thought, what the heck? Why don't I try and replicate this page? This could be really bad and embarrassing, but it'll be something to learn from. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing that right now. Am I really like that? I guess so. I guess that's my reputation. Oh my goodness. Simultaneously, yes. While you talk, do push-ups. That wouldn't happen. All right, so how I'm going to start this off is, I was actually looking at this page. This is just a page of, you can buy this anywhere. It's a Strathmore. It's kind of cool. I'll show you guys the cover. Whoops. It's a Bristol pad that you can get that's already lined out with blue lines for comic books. And it's a 100-pound, 11 by 17. So it's, standard comic book size of what people work in. So I just got a pad of that, and then what I'm using are, I'm sure you guys are really familiar with this if you watch any art streams, but I'm using Color Ace. Well, these are not the greatest versions. Color Ace pencils, which are pretty much colored pencils, but they come in all sorts of nice colors, so that the reason why people use these and why I use these is it helps you to like build up and flesh up things without going straight to like the hard, dark pencils, which, could get really muddy really fast. So using colored stuff that's lighter in color than black and white gives you that opportunity to build up the page with rough drawings, and then you can tighten over it. You can start tightening over it. Some people like certain colors, so they come in all sorts of different colors. And originally, there was just non-photo blue, I think, is why people were using them. But then Color Ace started making, Color Ace is the brand. They started making different colors, and you can pick from a whole rainbow of colors. I tend to like their standard blue, and I fell in love with their Tuscan red a while ago, a long time ago. And we use these when we were animating, learning animation and animating on paper. We would do the same thing. We would use Color Ace first, and then once you would get into your tightening of drawings, you would use like number 2, number 4, number 5, 6 B leads to tighten up stuff. So that's how I will start off on this. Well, this feels really weird, but the setup's working, right? It's okay, Rocky. Our embarrassment will be minimal. You know what? If you guys embarrass me, I won't know because I'm always behind in chat. So feel free. Go for it. Hulk, alien. Oh, big lips and dress. Oh, a black dude. This is a great rendition of a dude in prison. Come on. This is the second time today I've heard about Color Ace pencils. Really? Only the second time? Or have you heard about them before? Yeah, they're really great. And we would like totally like hoard the certain colors that we liked whenever we were in like a studio, because the studio would buy several different boxes of different colors, but everybody would gravitate towards the ones they love. So I just took blue and Tuscan red. When you want to be a politician writing laws, make sure you use color erase. Nice. All right. Hopefully I won't hit the mic as I'm drawing. So, oh yeah. Anyway, the nice thing about this Strathmore paper is they have these, I'm sure you can see it, right? They have these already marked out lines here just to help you like divide up the page easily. So these hatch marks here are for like to draw the panels, to give you guides for like panels. So if you're doing like a 3-panel layout, you would just draw from here, you know, you would line up from here to here, and you'd have a straight line here, and you could block it out in 3-panel layout. These middle ones are for a 2-panel layout, and then these horizontal lines are for 3-panel layouts. Just guides. Or if you do a 2-panel layout, you know, just guides if you need it, because most standard layouts for at least classic comic book pages, they would do like 3 panels or 3-panel, like at the most 9 panels, or you could divide it up into 4 panels or whatever. So you can see how those help. And it's nice to have these guides, and you can see even in the old original pages, I can zoom in here. Can I zoom in? I can't. You know what? I'm going to pause this music because it's distracting me, ironically. Can you hear the fan? All right, let me see. I can zoom in here. So you can see these like hatch marks. These are because these are scans from the originals. They had those same kind of registration hatch marks here, or guide marks here. So pretty helpful. The other thing I don't like about this setup is, long story short, without the plugins that I have on my old computer, or my other computer, I can't adjust focus. So I'm just trusting in the focus of this. That's why my face feels out of focus. This can be slightly out of focus too. So I don't know. I might have to invest in more hardware or software to make this even better, but we'll just go with what we have first. What's up? I saw Mr. Monkey Boy step in here. How you doing? I've heard of the blue ones when I see Shelby draw. Yeah, Shelby might he might like blue. More like guidelines than actual rules. Ba-dum-doop. Oh, I guess I could do the sound effects now. See, so quiet. Can't really hear the fan, Cranberry Langer says. Okay, that's good. Maybe I don't need the crazy music. Okay, Rocky, I can hear the fan every time you draw my attention to it. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to keep the fan off. I'm just going to draw. I'm not going to look at the chat so much. Yeah, I'll check in. But I got to start drawing. So as you can see here, this isn't an even 3-panel breakdown. He changed the size of the panels here intentionally, and this panel here is actually, just eyeballing it, is a little thinner than this panel. So it's cool because in comic, the way that I read that as the audience is it's a fast moment, right? So it's like you get this situation here where Punisher is asleep in the cell and then he gets startled. And so the time is a little shorter, and using a thinner panel kind of speeds up that moment. And then he gives a bigger panel here because it's like a dramatic like effect of him like waking up. So pretty cool. So I got to keep that in mind as I block it out here. And then this isn't totally 1-for-1. I think the scan feels just a hair small, I think. But I'm just going to eyeball it. So it seems like, based on their tick lines, The second panel ends here. Somewhere here, somewhat in the middle. Got a little ruler here. I'm just going to eyeball it. And then as I tighten it up, this will, and for sure, I'm not going to get very far today, right? So let me get a bigger ruler. 1 second. I'm not going to get very far today just because I'm doing this test and talking with you guys and all. But what I'll do is as I do these master study drawings or whatever, I will just keep building up on the same drawing. So I'll keep, you know, I put on the thumbnail for this stream part 1. So there might be 5 parts to this or whatever if I take this all the way to inking eventually, which will be awesome. I really love the inking process. When you get your start in animation, usually you're relegated to working on in-betweens and cleanup. And I really love that process as I was training in animation because, you know, you're trying to get like a really beautiful, thick and thin, clean line. And sometimes we would use pencils, sometimes we'd use ink, depending on whatever the project was. Now it's all digital, but at the time when I was learning, but I just love that. And that kind of translated to in my brain, as far as comic book art goes, of like the inking process. There's something about that clean line and getting that beautiful line that really connects with me. I know some people in animation love like the really rough drawings and the rough process and like figuring out the anatomy and figuring out the posing and the movement. And I love that too, but I really love like getting the final line down. So I love me some inking. Okay, just making sure. Okay. I just briefly saw Mark. Is your mom okay? Something happened with the cable? Okay, so then it seems like this panel is bigger than 1/3 of the page. So I'm gonna kind of, or these panels, these top panels are bigger than 1/3. So I will do the same thing. Just give myself a rough guide. It was funny when I was trying to pick out a page. I was like, I want to pick a page that's on the right side so that I'm not drawing on top of the book, but I couldn't find it. I really love this page. So and we'll eyeball it here. I already feel like my lines are not straight. I gotta just learn to let go a little bit. It's just roughing it out. This is also I think the like appealing to the clean line aspect of my brain, the inking or whatever. I tend to not. It takes me a lot to get loose with my drawings, and so like right now, even now, I'm like trying to perfect this panel, but it shouldn't be. I'm just roughing in the blue line. So I did notice that it does look a little warped. Does the camera look a little warped? It's not exactly a straight top-down view. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. Because, seems like this goes all the way to the edge. So this dotted line here, for those of you who don't know, is their safe line. So they keep this safe line should be where, because as comic books get produced, you know, they have a cut line, a trim line here, which is this top here line that says trim. So this is where the trim of the page will happen. So they give you this safe line because they tell you like, oh, everything that you don't, because you can't totally be perfect on the trim every time when you're mass producing stuff and publishing. So that trim line gives you a little bit of leeway, and you keep the most important stuff here within the safe line. But it looks like, based on this page, they went all the way out to the bleed line here, the trim line. So I better do the same thing. I haven't even drawn anything. I'm just looking at trim lines. That's really boring. But that makes more sense with the proportions of stuff. Yep. The other thing I didn't know is, like, if I do get to that point where, like, I'm penciling on this page, then am I going to ink on it? Ink on top of the originals? I think I've mentioned this before. I don't know why people do that. Or people scan it in and then they print it out in blue line, but that's, you need a special printer for that, which I have not invested in yet. So many technical things. Okay, so that's the first two panels. This one's a little wider, this one's smaller, and then this guy, my mic is a little bit in the way. That's why you hear me hitting it. And this is the bigger panel here that goes to this edge. Today it was kind of cool. There was a artist. Maybe he's watching. There was an artist. He's working professionally right now. I think he's working on. Why can't I remember his book? I follow him on X. His name's Juan Ferreira. Really, I think he's a Spanish artist, possibly, but great artist, good stuff. And he happened to post today that he picked up a compilation of his work. He was in Paris, and he picked up a compilation of his work there. And he was just saying in his post, like, oh, he loves how Paris does these great compilations. And so I just commented, I said, oh, you should check out these comic book stores. And I sent him a link to the YouTube video that I did of the comic book stores in Paris, and he watched it. He said, "Oh, this is awesome. This is great. I really enjoyed it." And then he subscribed to my channel, so maybe he's watching right now. Hello, Juan, if you're here. Check him out on X. Let me see. I'll give him a plug. Oh wait, where's my keyboard? Ugh. Ah, geez. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Juan Ferreira. Ferreira? He's awesome. He's really good. X. Oh, wait. I guess I could just copy it here. Yeah, I'm going to post it in the chat. Check him out. He's great. And I appreciate that he followed or subscribed to my channel. All right, let's see. We're talking about 600-pound whales. Not quite sure what happened. A lightning hit the townhouse 3 doors down from me a couple days. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. People still finding stuff fried. Wow. Blew out some lights on my cable modem, but luckily on my... Oh my gosh, that sounds crazy, Mark. I'm glad you're okay, and glad your electronics are okay too. Wow, that's nuts. Someone's cheering it on. I think I recall seeing that page in the actual book. Yeah, it's a great page. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, she's fine. Thanks for asking. That would be amazing. Awesome one if Mark's Music Obsession's mom could hurl lightning. So you worked on transitions between cells, Rocky? If you're talking about in-betweens, yes. We didn't call them transitions between cells, but yes. Hey, what's up, Cherished Psalms? Thanks for coming again. I am doing a master study of a Mike ZECK Punisher page. So right now I'm just kind of blocking out the panels, and then I'll start roughing it in. I'm just doing a test to see if this even works as a stream, and also my tech setup, which is a bit questionable. But yeah, just just having some fun, studying some masters, and I'd like to incorporate this more in what I do in my stream schedule because I can learn a lot from, you know, from the masters. And we used to do this in college too. We would get assigned certain artists to do master copies. So whether that was painting or I remember there was one artist, I can't remember his name. I think it was Jacob Lawrence. He's a painter I don't know the time period, but he was a painter and he would do, I think it's Jacob Lawrence. Don't hold me to that. But if it was Jacob Lawrence or this artist, he would do these amazing paintings of New York and these almost abstract paintings of bridges. And they would be these huge, large size paintings. But we were assigned that to do a master copy of that. And instead of using paint, we had to use collage, which was really crazy hard, but it made you appreciate like the subtlety of color and the different colors. Like you think, oh, we just painted that part black and this blue. But no, when you looked really close at the master copy, you would really see like, oh, there's like hints of blue in there, and you would have to like cut out pieces of paper to like replicate it and find the right blue. And it really made you like look at it almost at a molecular level. But you learn so much about it. You learn so much about composition and color theory and all that kind of stuff. So similarly, I think doing that in a comic book could work as well. At least that's what I'm hoping. Hopefully I can learn something. All right, and then this panel, the bottom panels. But welcome, Chair Psalm. Crayon Rocky was an animator or something on some cartoons. I was. Chair Psalm says, I hate rulers. They're never truly straight for me. It's true. It's all about not just the ruler, but also like how hard you hold down the ruler. Because oftentimes I will use a ruler and then my hand will slip. Or I remember when I used X-Acto knives a lot in college for projects or whatever. Sometimes I would shave off part of my ruler and then it would affect the straight edge after a while. So then started investing in metal rulers. Debating on doodling myself. Do it, you mean doodling you yourself or doodling you doodling or doodling yourself? Do it. Whatever it is, do it. I hardly disagree with you, Rocky Ballesteros. Trump lines are very exciting. Whoa. I must have misspoke. All right, I was fading before Rocky started and his dulcet tones are not helping. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I will talk very high, John, and low, and mix it up so that it would wake you up. John, is it really that late? It's not that late, dude. Drink some coffee. All right. You guys talking something about amino acids. I love art that has subtle transition of color. In my painting class, we had to really look into that. Yeah. And yeah, I think we take for granted these masters, especially ones that like, you know, have decades of experience. And we think, wow, they just did something so simple. I could do that. I could paint a blue square or whatever. But like, and some of them do do that. But there's most of them, like the masters, would like be so subtle with the colors and the shades and the values and stuff that until you actually have to try and replicate that yourself, you really don't appreciate it. Yes. It also with the ruler and the pencil, it also depends on the angle of your pencil. So sometimes if you shift the angle like this or just rotate it, you can mess up that straight edge. So it's all messed up. Thank you. I think. I had a stomach bug. Bummer. Sorry, John. Sorry to hear that. Stomach bugs are the worst. Anything stomach wise is the worst. All right, let's see. So this, for the bottom panels, I'm going to be somewhere here. Just making sure we're lined up a little bit. Whoops. And then this is off center here on the right of the middle line. So it's nice to have these little hatch marks because they really help help give you a gauge of, is the artist dividing it up, and why are they splitting it up? If they're not doing it equally, what is the reasoning? Okay, I think that's good for now. I can hit that. Okay, that's good for now. It's all practice. All right, so I guess what I'll do is I'll just start roughing in some big shapes here. There was another page. There's a few pages, few artists that, as I was trying to figure out what would be good to do, that I got excited about. So I'm going to start banking them as far as for future streams, pages to dissect. I also don't like to hurt the binding on my books. I'm kind of anal about that, so I have to either photocopy them, photocopy the pages, or I don't know, find books that open up easily, because I don't want to rip the binding just for the sake of this. The also crazy thing is I'm drawing a little bit at an angle, and I've noticed this before with my artwork. Like if I draw at an angle and then you look at it straight on, you're like, oh wow, everything is skewed skewed incorrectly. So I'm just going to try and block in just the simple shapes here just to get started. I already feel like this panel is a little smaller than it should be. Weird. It's not easy. And this is different than just printing out this artwork and then inking on top of it. Like I've seen people do that. Like they will do practice inks on top of other people's pencils. But I really wanted to just break down the whole process and the whole page. And then when I start working on my own stuff, it'll give me more confidence and more tools in the bag. Looks a little too wide. I just thought of a word. Do you guys know what, did you ever hear of the term nernies for your eraser shavings? Have you ever heard of that term? Is that just me? Or has anybody else heard that term? Because I just thought of it now as I was erasing. It's like, all these nernies are going to get everywhere. Maybe that was a kid term. Doesn't sound like an official term. So this seems already too narrow. This panel is a little bit, yeah, maybe I misanticipated here, or did not anticipate right, did not measure out right. Move this line over, and this line over. All right, I'm already getting too caught up on stupid lines. Weekend at Nernies, maybe. Nernies? No, never heard of Nernies. It must be just me. Cranberry Lander says, I think I might have heard of Nernies as a kid. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Wow, Cherished Psalms, pulling out one from the classics. We need cartoons like Osmosis Jones back, please. You know, the thing with Osmosis Jones is actually the animated parts were so minimal in that. It was so much more they spent so much time in the live action, and granted that was more of a selling point. But when I remember when I was hearing about that film being made, I was like, wow, this sounds really cool. This is a really cool concept. This is perfect for animation. But then they tied the Farrelly brothers, who did like Dumb and Dumber. They were tied as directors to it, and so they really favored the live action stuff. And then I felt like the animation took a backseat to all the live action stuff, and then it just became this weird like Farrelly Brothers movie. Which, I mean, they're funny, they're great directors, but it wasn't what I thought Osmosis Jones could had the potential of being. And one of my friends worked on that movie. He's a guy by the name of Richard Baisley. He also worked on like Iron Giant. He worked with a lot of the heavy hitters in feature animation. But he got his start working as a Disney animator. But yeah, got to work with him. But he had some great stories about working on Osmosis Jones. I believe the character he worked on was the side character, the guy who was like the medicine pill, not the main cell dude. Okay, so here are his eyeballs. Wow. My sense of like where things are so off. I already feel like I'm way off, but we'll just keep going and adjust as we go. Otherwise, I'll just get stuck on drawing the panels so much. Maybe I should draw in the like Tuscan red too. We would joke like sometimes you're just not feeling it with a certain color when you're, at least this was like in animation, or I guess anything in design and stuff, you're just not feeling it with a certain color. So you'd switch to another color and then switch to another color. And then by the end of it, like your drawings would look like a bruise. Okay, let's see. Can you guys hear the fan that I'm calling attention to? It is so loud for me. Just don't want it to be super distracting. Pillow here, head here, overlapping here. And then I think the bar goes about here. I really got to get those bars like figured out. Is that high enough? Yeah, I already feel like I'm drawing his head like weirdly proportioned compared to what it is. I love this shadow here and his eyeballs popping out. It's awesome. So cool. And you already get from the silhouette here the hair, this guy's hairstyle showing up here and here on the blanket. So it's a nice foreshadowing, a literal shadow foreshadowing of him about to attack Punisher. Okay, then this guy's head breaks frame here. His hand right here. I don't feel like I gave enough height to that. Yeah, I didn't. Give a little bit more height. word bubble here. I guess if this goes all the way here, I already feel how my sense of like distance is very different than what it is in actuality. Like if I like overlay this on top of here, I'd be really off, but it's all part of practicing to kind of tighten up the perception of what you see and translating that to your hand, like going from the distance from your brain to your hand, translating what you're seeing in your head to on the paper is very difficult. This gun is amazing. But again, I don't think my angle is totally right here. Now I know why Shelby puts on like that crazy looping music. I can put music back on if you guys want. I don't know, it distracts me a little bit though. I wish I could listen to like music that I normally listen to, like a soundtrack or something, but that'll definitely get me in trouble with YouTube, so. Alright, so already my foreshortening is way off. Sure you guys have seen these kind of erasers. They're called kneaded erasers, which are really neat. Kneaded. They have less nurnies. And then you can mold them and like, you know, to like different sizes that you need. Yeah, everything's shifting over now, but then wow, I have to do some major adjusting. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I was wondering that about myself too. Like, how close do I want to try and match to what's here, or how much leeway will I give myself to interpret it and like learn what I need to learn, but also like interpret. Because for sure, I can't do all the exact mark making that some of these artists do. Like stuff that comes instinctually to them would be really difficult for me. I tend to simplify stuff more than some artists. Maybe that's the animation training. Wow, this guy's got some wide traps, which is awesome. Very threatening. Whoops. Thick old neck. It's cool. It's awesome. I'll draw on those bars in a little bit. Okay. Whoa. John hates the OG Mickey Mouse Club. French curve before. Yeah, I need to get a good French curve. Or like a circle template. I don't have. Weekend at Nerney's. We said that already. Whoops. Osmosis Jones was one of my favorite non-Disney animated movies. Yeah. Actually, I think Iron Giant holds that for me. That one is like a perfect movie. Iron Didn't was great. I watched that. I remember showing that to my daughter the very first time. She was pretty young when I showed it to her. She, young enough that she could, I mean, old enough that she could understand it, but she was young. And at the end, when, spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it, but when he was like flying up there and sacrificing himself and then he exploded, she turned and looked at me and she goes, "Wait, did he just die?" And I looked at her and I was like, and she started crying and didn't stop crying for like an hour. It was really sad, but appropriate because it was a really sad moment. Yeah, but I love Iron Giant. Brad Bird's genius, total genius with as a director and animator. Went on to do Incredibles, which was one of Pixar's best. And I heard he's working on, I think it's with Skydance Pictures. He's not with Pixar anymore. And I think he's working on a project that he had developed a long time ago, a noir project, which sounds amazing, called Ray Gun. That's what I heard. That's what the rumors were. But who knows where that is. That was years ago I heard about that, but maybe it's in limbo. It's great foreshortened leg here, breaking frame. All these folds, dynamic folds. It's like this fine line of making folds look cool and work with the what's going on in the frame, but also make them look realistic. Oh my gosh, so many folds. That's a weird placement for that puh. Did Punisher just toot? No, he's getting shot by a silencer. And then, oh my gosh, all these crazy under the bed spring lines. Actually, I think this goes up here. His head is like here. Hands. Foreground, Punisher. Yeah, it goes all the way to the edge. Yeah, I don't think they were really paying attention to the safe lines here. Or safe frames. Or either that or I'm just measuring it out wrong. Which is possible. It's great. These like gunshots in his shirt or whatever, blanket. It's awesome. Foreground head. And shadow. I love the use of shadows on this. That was also what I was looking at for like what would be cool to like break down and see how he used shadows here. And this is all intentional. We think it's like, oh yeah, they're just drawing shadow in there, but it's all intentional composition elements that like, or at least I'm assuming they are, where these shadows are kind of, you know, carrying your eye here and then they shoot you down in this direction because that's how we read, right? Left to right and then down and then left to right again. And so all these elements are kind of pushing us this way. We get his expression. What is he looking at? You see this gun. Your eye immediately goes to this gun and this guy breaks frame right here. So your eye's like traveling down here. And then the gunshots, pew, 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 pew. And then these lines lead us over to this next panel where he purposely, you know, skewed this bed, this under the bed angle, which opens up this panel, but it also helps us, our eyes travel this way. And then this is Punisher's cellmate here, who's kind of looking underneath the bed and laughing at him. But then, and then you can see the guy who just shot Punisher back here, off in the distance. But it's awesome, like the heavy shadows here on these foreground elements, and then this guy has very little shadows back here, which pushes him back to the back. gosh, all these bars. Holy moly. Here. I mean, I guess I could kind of indicate where the sound effects go. Here, word bubble, and then the impacts here. This one goes across here. It's actually too extreme, that angle. More like this. Here, here, here. This dark element right here. Wow. That's awesome. The bars and silhouette right here. Man, I'm really off. But I will give myself some leeway of like not getting it totally perfect. I can already tell I'm all totally off on some of these proportions. Oops. There. And forehand. And I kind of do this, I don't know, some artists are different. I've heard artists work differently, but I kind of jump around the page. I mean, granted, it's all figured out already, and I'm just studying it and copying it, trying to copy it, but I do jump around the page and slowly tighten each part. As I go. But I have heard about some artists that start on this corner, they just draw and they tighten it, and then end up bottom here. I'm kind of all over. Those people are freaks. Freaks of nature. Yeah, already this head looks too big. So I'll probably have to shave that down as I tighten it. Shadow here. Yeah, this head looks way too big. There. Oh, interesting. As I look at it on the computer screen, I can kind of see where some angles are off easier than... Yeah, like this head looks... I mean, granted, it's more in shadow here. Wow, this is weird. Now I'm looking at the computer screen, at the iMac screen, and drawing as opposed to looking at the paper. That's messed up. That's not a good technique. That's like 2 steps removed. All right, cool. Let's see, what are you guys talking about now? Has anyone seen the Earthworm Jim cartoon? I haven't really watched it, but it looks good. I don't think I have. I've read some of the comic stuff, but I haven't seen the cartoon. Oh my gosh. Iron Giant was great. Yeah, it was really good. Yes, we hear the fan. Jeez. Sorry. It's a really cool movie. I like the animation style for Iron Giant. Yeah, I loved how they tried to merge, at the time, 3D techniques with 2D. And I thought they did a really, really good job with it. Like, it was smart what they chose to do in 2D. And I mean, what they chose to do in 3D, but still really holding on to the traditional 2D, like, roots. No, Rocky, it is not distracting. However, you should probably get the fan cleaned out and replaced if it keeps grabbing your attention. Like, I know, right? I'm going to be distracting because I'm going to keep calling it out. I think, like, one episode, I like the art style. Doug TenNapel's I.O. Yeah, Doug TenNapel. I actually did some work for a band that Doug TenNapel used to do, like, cover images for their albums. They were a band called Five Iron Frenzy, and I did a music video for them a long time ago. But that was my 6 degrees of separation with Doug TenNapel. Is everyone wearing headphones? I hear nothing. Greebles or Nernies are parts. Ah. Huh. Maybe that's where Nernies came from. Huh. Thanks, Mark. I have heard of Greebles. Yeah, same here. I find that, like, one thing I realize about myself is I do get easily distracted with noise, with audio noise, audio distractions. Like, for example, one of my pet peeves is when I'm driving in the car and something is rattling. And you know how, like, if something's rattling in the glove compartment box, it sounds like it's rattling, like, somewhere else. Like, that drives me crazy. So I'm constantly, like, readjusting cups, or, like if there's, like, a can that's in a cup holder and it's rattling, I'll, like, hold it and drive with it because I can't stand the noise. So, yeah, audio stuff does distract me a lot. You're moving fast, Rocky. It must be residuals from your school and cell animation taste. You think I'm moving fast? I mean, it's all figured out here, but thank you. See, look, I already see. Look how much more exaggerated this, and shorter, actually, foreshortened than mine is. So I should adjust that. I just noticed that now. See, it's great. It's great to learn these kind of things as you're going. That's the whole point. It's kind of in an angle. It's not a perfect circle. I thought your thumbnail was a wheel or something tech related. It's actually a spilled bottle of ink. Let me look back. I'll go back and look. Maybe it does look like a wheel. It's okay. We like NPR groomsmen. No background music. I like NPR too. My eyelids are not working with me here. I'm going to bid all adieu. All right. See you later, John. You're probably gone like 20 minutes ago, but see you later. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Hopefully tomorrow I'll stream. This is a part. Oh yeah, Cranberry Landers. You have a classic profile pic. See you later, John. Just remembered I have to study my Bible tonight. Oof. Go do that, dude. Don't be watching draw streams. Go study that word. Rocky or dinner. It might be. Let me check. I haven't heard anything yet. Might be. I do probably have to get going soon, though. It's a great movie. It can make children cry for hours. Yeah. Did its job. I read John 15 this morning. I am the vine, you are the branches. That's a good one. Good one. My friend uses that Spider-Man cover as a meme a lot. Yeah, it's a classic comic cover. Batman. Plunger gun. Is he a billionaire? He's Batman. You drew this so fast. Really? Was it that fast? I feel like I go slow. I'm definitely slow compared to some people. But thank you. I take that as encouragement that I should keep doing this. Because, again, it's already all figured out, so it takes me a lot longer when I have to figure out this stuff. But this is gonna be great practice. I already like it, and if I can get over this camera or figure out how to make this camera better and a couple of the other settings better, then I'll do it. Cause look at that, like pasty, and the exposure is auto adjusting. Hate that. If you like the look of Earthworm Jim, you might be looking at Cardboard, the book by Doug TenNapel. Might be at local. Yeah, I see Cardboard and Newts. I think I have Newts here. That's a Doug TenNapel book. If there's anything that Doug TenNapel will do, he cranks out stuff super fast. He's really, really quick. And he's got a looser style, but he also, yeah, he just knows how to produce a lot of work very fast. But yeah, I see a lot of his stuff all in libraries. So whoever his publisher was or agent, got him a good deal. But I know that I think I've heard him say that, like, I know he's really big in the politics and YouTube and stuff like that, and his ties or ostracization from CG. I heard a little bit about all that kind of stuff, but I think he said, like, his YouTube channel gets him more income than doing graphic novels that he's been doing, so I think he's just focusing on that stuff. You helped with the music video of Five Iron Freddy? Yeah, it was, the name of the song was Wizard Needs Food Badly. That's the one that I worked on. And I directed that one. And the way that I got that job was one of my good friends was working for, what was the name of that? Was it Tooth and Nail? I can't remember. But he was working for a record company at the time, and so he had ties with them and kind of got me the job. And it was kind of a crazy project, but it was really fun. Do you like Styrofoam? No, I don't. For Earthworm Jim Artist was the first breakup of CG. Yeah, I don't know that much. I'm not so versed on all the things that are going on. I'm just at the periphery of stuff, and I just books that I like I'll get and stuff like that, but I don't like to dive in too much to all the, like, conversations and stuff like that. All those streams, I rarely kind of peek into those. But yeah, I did hear about that there was a huge kind of break between him and CG. The war between Cecil's cash grab and Doug's earthworm fight. I'm not sure I know what that means. Gotham cardboard cover is quite interesting. Gotta crash, guys. Dead tired. We'll definitely catch a stream tomorrow. Rocky, good night. I'll see you later, Mark. Have a good one. Doing a drawing that I have to do from my imagination, unfortunately. There's nothing scarier than that blank page, for sure. Nothing more exciting, but nothing scarier than that blank page. His YouTube channel definitely gives him more of an income than the comic side. Yeah, it's crazy how some people can, and you can see why they constantly, will drum up streams on politics or whatever, because if that's getting you more income than sitting down on a page doing this stuff, then by all means, like, focus on that. But yeah, hopefully I can find a balance between the both. I don't like the politics stuff so much. I live in a crazy politic world. I'd rather just talk about comics. Dean did his taxes in Australia, said if he doesn't make more than his in-real job, it's just a hobby and no tax deductible. I remember back when Doug versus Ethan Van Sciver stuff happened, I know the reason per Ethan's mouth. Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. That was way before my time. I used to just follow Doug on social media here and there. And I know he got really political. Then I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Then kind of getting to know Shant. I mean, I knew Shant, but like him introducing to me to some of the CG channels. And then hearing his name, it sounded like it was kind of a bad happening. You're doing another stream tomorrow? Yeah, so I usually do my streams on Wednesday, my Wednesday comic streams, where after I go to the comic book shop, I'll do a stream about the books. Hopefully, again, checking my messages, I will have an opportunity to do an interview tomorrow, which would be awesome. But we'll see. If not the interview tomorrow, it'll happen another time for sure. Yeah, I haven't heard anything back yet. So if not tomorrow, I'll arrange it for another time because this person definitely wants to do it. It's just a matter of us linking up our schedules. But if I don't do the interview tomorrow, then I will probably just do a regular stream about the comics that I got, which I haven't watched my normal YouTube channel's posts on what's coming out tomorrow. So I got to check and see if there's anything that I'm going to pick up. Yeah. I think he's putting his stuff into the world too, not just I think he actually thinks he's putting his stuff into the world too, not just the grift. Okay. Emo was just a wee lass 4 years ago when CG started. 16. Wow. You're young. Youngster. Who'd you say you were interviewing? I didn't. Nice try. Keeping that a secret. But it has to do with a book that I just backed and received, a preview book. So, and this particular creator, YouTuber, writer, director, I really like the stuff that he's been putting out, the content, the YouTube content and social media content he's been putting out. It's been super fun and inspiring for me. So when I got this book, I just reached out to him and said, hey, would you want to I'd love to interview you. And he seemed like he was cool with it. So yeah. Also, I know that Comic-Con is coming up next week. I don't know if any of you guys are going to Comic-Con. I am not, but some people that I know are, and that is, that for sure is filling up a lot of people's schedules as far as prepping for that, just travel plans, whatever, because Comic-Con is crazy and very busy. So another comic book artist, I've talked about him before, my friend Rhodey, who did that book Pablo's Inferno. He goes to Comic-Con every year, and I reached out to him about wanting to get him on my channel. I don't know if he will. He's kind of shy, but he's such a good dude. He's really nice. So I'm hoping that he will. But he is going to Comic-Con, and so he said, I'm super busy, but I'll contact you when I get back. So hopefully that'll happen. All right. I think I'm going to finish up where I am at least, and then pick this up on another stream to start tightening up this more. I might tighten this up on my own, not streaming it, to like adjust some things that are egregiously wrong. But yeah, this is a first. What do you guys think? This was my first attempt at doing something like this. Hopefully it was interesting enough to watch, and the tech wasn't so bothersome for you guys as it was for me. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, I will probably try and do more of these. Well, do this page more, work on this page more, but also plan to kind of make a regular stream out of Master Studies, which is what I'm calling it. Then maybe in the future I can take like suggestions. People might have suggestions of what I should study, break down. That would be. I know there's some YouTubers out there that draw. They draw other people's original characters. So they'll say, "Send me your original character," and then they'll draw that character on stream, which is really weird. But I guess if you have a fan base and they want to see you draw their creation, I guess that's kind of cool. I don't know. It seems weird to me. People just want to watch people draw, I guess. These prison bars are going to kill me. I already can feel it. However, they're good ways of plotting out the page. See, like, something's off. Either my size of the gun barrel or the spacing in the bars, but like, see, this gun here does not cross over with this bar, but mine is touching it, so I gotta adjust that. Dang it, stuff like that is gonna haunt me throughout this whole process. All right, I guess I'll wrap this up. Late for supper, I am. Mr. Dragon, what's up? How you doing? I don't think I've met you before, but welcome to my stream. I'm actually wrapping up right now, but this was the first of many, hopefully, of kind of streams of, I call it a master study. I took a page from Punisher, a Mike ZECK page from Punisher, and I'm trying to recreate it here on my own and hopefully take it to a finished point of, type pencils, maybe inks soon. But in the process, like, learning what ZECK is doing and kind of breaking down the page according to how he laid it out, because it's a beautiful page and he's an incredible storyteller. So hopefully learn some stuff from him. But welcome. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Artwork looks great. Comrade Sammy says, maybe you can give me some drawing tips. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I would love to. I don't know how I'd do that, but hey, I'm here. Great job. Amazing work. Thank you, Mr. Dragon. How long did it take you to get to this point so far? I think I started the stream at what, guys? Was it like 6? So like about an hour? Yeah, 1 hour? Thank you. Yeah. Barrel needs to be angled down slightly. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to look at it closer. Mr. Dragon says, I'm new. Awesome. If you can like the stream and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. I do a regular stream every Wednesday called My Wednesday Comics, where I go to the comic book store and bring back my books and talk about them. I just love comics and want to spread that passion and joy with whoever will listen. So that's a big reason why I started this YouTube channel. And eventually I want to get to a point where I am producing my own comic on stream. But in the meantime, I thought this master study thing will help me get more comfortable with drawing on stream. I'm pretty comfortable with talking about comics now, but drawing on stream is a whole different ball of wax. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it, Mr. Dragon. Hope to see you around more. Definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. We're at, what are we at, guys? Where are we? We're at 258 right now. So on the road to 260. But yeah, slowly but surely just been building up this channel. I appreciate new people coming like yourself. The barrel behind the end is off kilter. All right, Cranberry Langer's giving me the good critiques. Almost 2 hours. Yeah, I probably spent an hour trying to like draw the panels and like poo-poo on my tech setup. Like and subscribe. He just likes talking. I do. I actually don't. I really don't. The bottom soup can at the bottom also needs to be close to the body of the gun. The bottom soup can? What soup can? The bottom soup can? What are we talking about? Takes you that long to do a one-page sketch, then I wonder how long the deadline is for. I know. No, I'm really slow. So people can crank out like, I mean, if you've ever watched like Shelby, I guys recommend Shelby stream, American Discord. That guy can crank, and he's a working professional, so he's definitely had put in the miles. But yeah, there's some people that are just awesome and fast. I am not one of them, not yet. Great stream. Anyway, I think I will have this type of stream ever. You won't have this type of stream, or you will? It's about 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. Shelby can do a cover in an hour or two with no panels. Yeah, Shelby's amazing. He's really good. He's so confident too. The bottom of the barrel. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, I got tweaks to go. Just roughing it out. You expect us to believe you don't like talking? I don't. If you met me in person, I like talking about certain things, but I am not a man of many words. You can ask my wife. Soup can gun. Awesome one. Describe the end as. Oh, gotcha. Yes. Wait, so let me go back and read that. At the bottom needs to be closer to the body of the gun. Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully this was enjoyable. Hopefully you guys think I should continue to do this because I will. This was pretty comfortable. Yeah, seemed to work. The setup was comfortable. And it'll be cool to see this page progress more. So I don't know when I'll schedule these kind of things. These will probably be more like nighttime. Well, I don't know. Nighttime streams? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's all new. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me for this test and giving me some great feedback and just giving me ears to talk to because I don't like talking. All right, guys. See you later. Have a good evening. I will definitely try, 90% sure, I will catch you tomorrow. Let me go to this. Ugh, 720p. Blech. Horrible. All right. See you guys later. Have a good evening.